Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Paleo Ken. In the last couple of videos, you've seen me spall out Pedernales rock using a hammerstone. I've even removed bottle bottoms or beer bottle bottoms from glass bottles to make arrowheads, but I haven't really showed what do I do with those things. What do I do with those bottle bottoms? What do I do with those spalls that I removed? What do you do with a spall like this once it's removed from the host stone? This is a Native American spall. What do you do with that? Well, you reduce it in size to something like this. This is a preform or quarry blank, and it's been thinned out a little bit, reduced in size, and so I'm thinking everything is done in stages, so why don't I show you how to do this in stages? So how do you go from here to here? Well, it's accomplished in many different ways. First of all, you need a hammerstone. This is a limestone hammerstone, and you can use, I actually prefer quartzite, but sometimes you have to use what you got on hand. So let's get started. Let's get you situated here where you can see what's going on. Now, if you look on this here, first thing I notice is I've got some concrete here. Remember in that Pedernales, spalling Pedernales chert, how I said the inside of the rock is usually more like concrete? Well, that's what we're seeing here. There's a little bit of concrete right here. It's a pretty good little chunk of stone. This hammerstone might be too big for it for starters, but let's try it out. Kind of look at this and see where we want to go with it. Something else I see here that's going to be a problem is right here. If you look, incipient cones. As this rock was tumbling down the creek, Pedernales River in Texas, it got struck here and created these cones here. So we're going to have to get rid of that as well as this. All right, so I've created a good sturdy platform right here. I hope you can see that. And the idea is to remove as much material as possible. Right there, and you can see, look at that, there's another incipient cone there. So this has been tumbled around the creek quite a bit. So we're going to hope that we're going to work our way towards this side for right now. Try to get rid of some of this. Okay. Right there. Took off a little bit more than I wanted, but what I'm trying to do not right now is create a path for for a flake to go this way to remove that. I'm gonna drop my hammerstone here. Now I was going to do an arrowhead or something like that, but right now it's 111 degrees and it's just a little too warm for that. There. Now you can see here where I struck the platform, right there. And remember that piece of concrete? That's pretty much gone now. So that's a good flake. You can cut up an animal with that. All right, so let's prepare more platforms. Now, my goal here is not to actually finish a point, but just to get this to a stopping point where it'll be easy to carry and where I can make something else out of it. All right. This is kind of cutting into my hands. This is where we're at. This is pretty good stone here, and because I may want to just remove a little bit more from this side here, because we're into the good stone. This is really good high quality chert between here and here, except this side here around this cortex has been battered as it tumbled along the creek bottom. So there may be incipient cones hidden inside here. So while I still have thickness, I want to remove this cortex. So I think that's what we're going to work on next. Yeah, you can see there's some there. All right. So we're raising this platform up. Yeah, look at, you can see where there were cracks in it. This little brown spot here, that's where minerals that were in the water seeped into through the cracks of the stones. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do something with this stone. All right, let's try this. And now you can see where I exposed. That was kind of a miss right there, but you can see what I'm talking about, where all these little incipient cones are just underneath the surface of the stone. Those are all could possibly be showstoppers, especially if you were to not anticipate that. Okay, but we are able to get underneath it. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm going to lay my finger here, and hopefully I got enough. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. I'm just not hitting it aggressively enough. I'm just coming out of there we go. Like we have a hinge right here, but I'm not really too concerned about that right now. And I don't know, right here, see that big brown cone right there? That goes pretty deep. That stopped that flake from removing all of this. That might be a fatal flaw. So now we need to figure out where do we go from here. Well, what I need to do is try to prepare a platform here. Okay, so that now I can undercut this. Let's turn it this way, maybe you can see it better. So if I can prepare a good enough platform here, I can undercut this and come out here. But look at all that gobbledygook there. That's kind of, it's going to be problematic, especially with this hammerstone. I might have to get a different hammerstone for this. Yep. Again, limestone. Little dorsal grinding won't hurt. Okay, well, this is not the best platform. It's going to take a very, very accurate strike and a very hard strike to drive through all this mass. Yeah, look at, pretty successful, if you ask me. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay, so it kind of peeled like an onion in here. Look at this. Look at that. Kind of peeled it like an onion. Just like that. It's kind of interesting. Still have a crack here. So it's not over. We still have a crack there, and we have cones here we need to clear. Okay. What I'm doing right now is creating a better platform in order to cut underneath this hinge right here. And I do that by lowering this platform. Okay. You can see that I struck this here with the hammerstone. And that did lower that platform a little bit. Limestone works a lot like, look how tiny that platform is. It works a lot like deer antler. So now, I don't know if that's focusing. It's so bright out here. Like I said, it's 111 degrees right now. I wanted to do a video on making arrowheads, but I thought that was going to be too tedious. So here I am. working with hammerstones. All right, so I want to hit it up here and undercut this hinge right there. Now, what I'm doing is what's called dorsal grinding. It is, you do see it in the archaeological record. It does seem to help. But I'm also lightly supporting that ridge with my finger to keep it from, now if I'm able to, the shape of this is kind of, but let's give this a try. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. I couldn't ask for a better result than that. It came right out underneath that hinge. Perfect. It's all done with hammerstone. All right. We still have some cortex here, and it does look like it still has some incipient cones just underneath it. So I have to get underneath that. We have to undercut that. So let's go ahead and build a platform. Let's see if we can undercut that. Okay. Okay, here we go. There's 1, 2, 3. Our goal here is not to make an arrowhead. Our goal is to make something that can be made into an arrowhead relatively quickly. We're eliminating the problem areas to make it easier for either myself or the next person in line to do their thing. It's my belief that a lot of these sites that you see, people specialized. You had some people gathering lithic material and bringing it into a certain part of the camp. At that certain part of the camp, the rock was spalled out. Then it was removed. Then those spalls were taken to another part of the camp where those spalls were made into other tools and bifaces. So it may not be the same person creating the spall and then working that spall down to its end result. That spall could pass into the hands of different people before it's actually the end item is actually used. Well, you see this is a heavily squared off thing here. It's not really that big of a problem. There's many different ways to attack this. I'm going to try doing a burinating, which was only marginally successful. There we go. There we go. Let's work on this side a little bit. That's right. We still have some remnants of a incipient cone right there in the corner. We need to work out. Gonna come out. Sometimes you just gotta hit it. Do whatever you can to lower that platform. That's the Hail Mary strategy. And hopefully lowering this platform down here, let's see, you can see it, lowering this platform down in order to remove this hump here. I don't know if I got it down low enough or not, but I'm gonna try it. Nope. Lower it down a little bit more. Get a different hammerstone here. A little bit harder, a little bit more narrow. Maybe I can find a little narrow thing to fit inside of here. Like that. Not perfect, but it's a start. You can see that that angle has changed quite a bit. There we go. Now we're just about done with this. You can see it takes time, and I'm not rushing through this. Just take your time with it. We can stop this at any point now. I'm still kind of looking for opportunistic platforms. All right, so there we go. Now, it is still pretty thick. There's still a lot more to do on this. However, now you not only have a quarry blank or a small biface that can be made relatively easily into an arrowhead, but it's thick enough, it's got enough meat on this to where you can create platforms and remove small blade-like flakes across the surface that you can use to cut up game, process plants, things like that. So I hope I've shed some light on what I do here. All right, and there's going to be some more videos coming along and how to refine these into arrowheads and other small tools and such. So thank you for joining me on this. I enjoyed speaking with you, and if you like my content, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, be good.